So, if you see me looking down or it just feels like I'm reading into your soul, it's because my computer is sitting right behind my ring light. So I just don't mess up on my explanations or anything. You already know how this goes. I keep my notes on my computer. I'm a very organized person. That's just what it is. Alright. The top. So my experience is a new content? Yeah, right? Yeah. Alright, my experience is a new content segment that I want to introduce on my channel. My story times and my experiences have a lot of similarities, but they also have their differences. I mainly do my story times as entertainment for my channel and you guys, but my experiences are there for not only me, but also you to take away something from it and learn from it. It's basically a teaching and learning moment shared between us because I can be learning something from y'all when you leave a comment down below, and y'all can be learning something new from me throughout this video.
Oh, I told you once, baby, I told you once what I know. You got to let it go. Yeah, pray for me cause I might forget to. Yeah, walking out but I won't forget you. Yeah, these pieces to the puzzle ain't connected. Yeah, I told you once but you ain't get the message. Yeah, now you ain't around, you just a...
What's up? Welcome back to my channel. I am your Hazel, everybody's favorite chocolate pineapple. If you didn't know, now you know. I'm trying to do the intro, don't get on me. But before we get into this video and this new segment that I'm introducing to my channel, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and turn on post notifications. And we're gonna give our disclaimer. Right. Okay, get into it. By recording this video, in no way, shape, or form imaginable am I trying to bash Footlocker, the employees, and the people who help my interview as a company, establishment, and or a person. I feel respect Footlocker, the employees, and the people who help my interview. If I did meant to record this video in a harmful way and was meant for this video to be negative, trust me when I say I wouldn't still be shopping there, and like I just wouldn't spend my money there. I wouldn't support them. Alright? I take full responsibility at the end of the day for how my interview went, how everything played out. You guys will know the results at the end of this interview. So I applied around May or June of 2019 when I was still in Pasadena, but I didn't get a response from Footlocker about my application being accepted until I was back in LA. There was like a problem with that because I applied to one that's in Old Town Pasadena. I didn't apply to LA. I was in LA, so I was like, are they trying to give me a position in Pasadena because I have no way of getting out there. I was worried, like, if I let them know, would I even still be considered a candidate for the job since I changed locations? I was worried about the transportation, if I were to get hired, because it's like, how would I get there? I don't drive. I don't like trains, because every time I get on a train, something always happens. Not to me, but it's something that leaves me traumatized. I don't know LA buses. I know Pasadena buses. Okay, I emailed them about my location and let them know, like, hey, should I let the person know that's going to interview me for the interview that my location has changed, or should I just reapply with the new location? It was like, oh, just let the person know that's holding your interview that your location has changed, so they can make any changes accordingly. So the application did have a survey. One of the questions was like, which of these best describe you? The answers were similar. Not the answers, but it was the answers. The answers were similar to unemployed, employed, and working without pay. I read the question as 3. Which of these questions would you like to describe you? First of all, why would they ask me that? Like, I get, like, a little bit, they're trying to get to know me on a personal level, but, like, Nerra, why would you think they would ask you that? So I then proceeded to choose employed. As my answer, I didn't have a job, the bitch was broke. But I chose employed because I'm slow. In my defense, I had been in school in a while. I hadn't took a test in a long time. In my defense, I did take a class in winter, but that was Spanish. In my defense, that was just it. All right, okay. On the surveys, once you answer the question, you can't go back. You can't change your answer. It just moves forward. So instead of finishing, I got the bright idea to quit the fucking survey. Once you quit it, you can't, like, because I thought if you quit, like, maybe I can restart. You know, once you quit it, you're done. You're done. I wasn't finished. I felt like the world was crashing down at that moment. I was like, they're going to look at my application and see this survey and be like, this bitch fucking retarded or anything? Because first of all, I put employed. I had no work experience on my resume that I turned in. So they're probably like, this bitch put employed, but where's the job experience? Where's the work experience on this resume? Where's it? Blank sheet, nothing there. It says volunteer, not work. She didn't finish the survey. Why she didn't finish the survey? Like, yeah. The setup of the interview where 13 people showed up for the same interview, the same interview time as me. 3 people, give or take, already worked for Footlocker. 2 girls and 1 guy stayed behind when they pulled us all to the side. For the breakdown of my interview experience, it was, when they pulled everybody aside, there were 2 male interviewers, there were 4 guys, and myself. So 5 people in total, 5 people you interviewed, 7 people total in the room. One of the guys, high school had been sponsored by Nike, and then one of the guys already worked for Footlocker. I wasn't comfortable with myself during the interview because I hadn't been to an interview in a while. I don't like group interviews, and I was the only female, so this made me feel super insecure and made my anxiety kick in. I personally felt like one of the interviewers tried to include me in the conversation when he did. If I would say something that the guys could relate to, then they would just take over and move on to the next subject. I know that the working world is a competitive field, but I also know that women and men are not treated equal in the working world, and I feel like if they were going to hold an interview like this and break people up and then have the mixed interviews, there should be a female interviewer to make everybody feel comfortable. And then, like, there shouldn't be, like, overpowering number. There should be, like, a equal ratio of boys to girls. Also, my mom kept calling me during my interview, and it was for no reason, but I didn't know that at the time. That made me even more anxious because what if it happened in an emergency? My mom didn't know I had an interview, and I didn't care for her to know that I had an interview just for personal reasons. So yeah, she just kept calling. My phone was on vibrate. Was it on the table? I can't remember if it's on the table or in my pocket. I think I kept it in my pocket because that's unprofessional how my phone on the table. Like, I had it in my pocket and I could just feel it just zzz, 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 zzz. And I checked it and it was like mom. When I applied to Footlocker, I applied to be a Footlocker sales associate, but I feel like the interview was geared more towards the Nike certified athlete thing that they had. I don't know if it's a program or whatever. If you know what it is, comment down below, give all the information about what it is, because I wasn't sure then, and I'm not sure now. When they emailed me, they did mention the Nike certified athlete thing, but I assumed that was the same thing as a sales associate. From my understanding, during the interview and the way the interviews made it seem like it was two completely different things, but correct me if I'm wrong again in the comment section down below. I and another guy were not asked to stay during the remainder of the interview. We were told that there are many different stores under Footlocker that would get our applications, and we should still be able to get hired at one of those locations. So basically, we were told not to give up on working for Footlocker, I guess. The interview mentioned like Champs and stuff like that. First of all, I didn't really Footlocker own Champs, so I was like, okay. My assumption from this is that we didn't meet the idea that they held for the Nike certified athlete image, so we didn't get the job. And then telling us about the other places and location was just a way to let us down immediately. Honestly, I really did feel like that, because it's like you telling us like don't give up hope, or you're telling us we're not hired there. You're telling that there's other locations that would get our applications. Okay, so the locations you guys have don't want us. Basically, is what I got from it. I got an email on July 16, 2019, basically saying they weren't interested in hiring me for the Nike certified athlete or the sales position. I wasn't mad. I was hurt. I mean, would that have been a dream job? Yes. Would me and my brothers would have enjoyed me working there? Yes. Would my shoe collection be bigger than it is now? Yes. Would I have room in my closet for those? No. Till things work out, because I wouldn't have room. From this experience, I learned to not overthink these situations, because that's how you belittle yourself during these interviews and lose your confidence. I learned to speak up, finish my thoughts or sentences, speak clearly, and not let others take control of my conversations, especially when a question or a topic is addressed to me. Be myself no matter what image I feel like the other people who are getting interviewed display, because I feel like the person you interview can always tell if you're being genuine or not. As far as like tips that I have for you guys, I forgot. I can't remember if it was in the email about the interview, or if they told us when we got to the interview about watching YouTube videos on like the interview experience. It was like, we don't ask those. Basically, it was like something like, we don't ask those same questions. We change up our questions. No, they don't. Watch those videos. Google where you're going to work at. Google the working experience to make sure it's the right fit for you. Google the interview questions and how they hold their interviews, because they did ask some of the questions like, what's your favorite school? No, what the fuck? What's your favorite school? What's your favorite shoe? Like, how do you keep up with like fashion, like the newest fashion trends? Your favorite athletes growing up? Where do you mostly shop at? Like stuff like that, just to get like your vibe and how you hold yourself as well, because you gotta know about shoes there. And that's just that. Alright, so this is my first time ever doing a video. I've been using this like a weapon. This is I was about to say interview again. I said that at the beginning. This is my first time ever doing my experience video. I hope you liked it. I hope it was providing some information, some clearance to people who want to apply, who are looking to apply, who applied and are waiting on their interview. Again, this is not to bash. This is just general information from my experience. Well, not general. It's general information. Bam. Just to give you an insight. And it's just a learning experience. It's what not to do. What not to do. Okay? That's just what it is. Yeah, and I'm going to have more of my experience videos coming up, so look out for that. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. And until next time.
Yeah, now you ain't around, you just a blessing. Yeah, and now you walk around with these confessions. Yeah, you was never real, I should've guessed it. Yeah, moving on is part of the progression.